All right, Alex, thank you. The latest on immigration, why Ivanka's clothing line gets bumped off the rack, and why singles have an advantage when it comes to finding love in small towns. Top 4 and 4 starts right now. First up, headline number 4. A report shows nearly 1 in 5 immigrants in the U.S. illegally live in the New York and Los Angeles metropolitan areas. The report released Thursday by the nonpartisan Pew Research Center estimates more than 2 million immigrants in the country illegally lived in the two areas in 2014. Pew says the country has about 11.1 million immigrants who do not have legal status. The report also estimates more than a third of the immigrant population in the Houston, Dallas, Denver, and Phoenix metropolitan areas lacked legal papers. The report comes as President Trump tries to boost ties with local law enforcement agencies to crack down on illegal immigration. Many large cities, including New York and LA, have pushed back and pledged to help protect immigrants from deportation. Late yesterday, a federal appeals court panel in San Francisco refused to reinstate President Trump's immigration ban. Here's headline number 3. As President Donald Trump continues to hurl unfounded allegations of fraud in last fall's election, ironically, lawmakers in at least 20 states are pushing to make it harder to register or to vote. Well, most of those states are led by Republicans. Efforts are underway in states such as Arkansas, Iowa, Maine, and Nebraska to adopt or tighten requirements that voters show photo ID at the polls. There is a move in Iowa and New Hampshire to eliminate Election Day registration altogether. Texas could even shorten the early voting window. Proponents say these changes are intended to prevent voter fraud and give voters confidence in the integrity of elections, but critics say that in-person voter fraud is extremely rare, and that these measures will hurt poor people, minorities, students, and the elderly. Well, we enter the fashion world for headline number 2. President Donald Trump launched a Twitter attack against Nordstrom on Wednesday after the Seattle-based retailer dropped his daughter's clothing and accessory line. Trump says his daughter has been treated, quote, so unfairly. Well, the tweet drew swift criticism from ethics experts. Nordstrom is denying the move is politically motivated, releasing a statement saying Ivanka's clothes just weren't selling. Trump has tweeted about companies before, such as Boeing, Carrier, and General Motors. But ethics experts say this time it's different because it involves a business run by his daughter, and that raises conflict of interest concerns. White House advisor Kellyanne Conway is defending Ivanka Trump's fashion company. Conway told Fox News that Trump is a successful businesswoman and people should give the company their business. Well, if you are looking for love in all the right places and you still haven't had any luck, well, maybe it's because you are living in the wrong state. Here's headline number 1. A new survey from WalletHub, a personal finance website, says Mississippi comes in dead last among the states when it comes to singles finding love. The state of Washington ranked as the best place for singles, as well as Colorado, California, Montana, and even South Dakota. WalletHub said it compiled the rankings by looking at 23 indicators, including the share of single adults, online dating opportunities, and the cost of movies. And speaking of movies, meanwhile, another study done by Redbox shows Columbus is one of the most romantic cities in the U.S. How about that? The company based its data on the number of romance movies that residents rent. And let's just say Columbus definitely made the hot list. And believe it or not, there are actually benefits to being single in a small town. I did my research. Number 1, small town living is cheaper. So if you go out on a date, it's safe to say no one will go broke. Number 2, the church community. In small towns, church congregations are smaller, therefore easier to get plugged in the pews, right? Headline number 3. There are fewer, or actually advantage number 3, there are fewer distractions, so you can easily unplug when it's just you and that special someone on Valentine's Day, or Singles Awareness Day, as I like to call it. Well, here's an interesting fact. Men will spend an average of $217 on Valentine's Day gifts and dates to please their partners this year. That according to a Groupon survey. But guys, before you load up your cart, 41% of women in a relationship actually dread Valentine's Day more than any other holiday because it just doesn't feel genuine, right? Something to think about, fellas. Sunrise will be right back after this.